So I was asked to talk about insight. So generally speaking, insight is nothing more than if you understand something, like if you understand how something works. So I always use a car motor because I was really into cars and stuff when I was younger. So it was like magic before, and then when you actually understand how the motor functions, you'll never forget. It'll never seem like magic again. You have insight into this. Another example, which is a bit more simple, is like I used to love watching those documentaries where they show you how they make food, like in factories. Like the first thing that came to mind is when I saw how they make Pringles. I'll never forget that they're not really made from potatoes, but potato pulp. So I have insight into how they're made from that perspective. So that's all it is. So Krishnamurti is talking about you having insight to your own life. And the big secret, the thing is that we are all living with an ego. So we think we live in reality, but we're living in our ego's reality. And die to yourself, as Krishnamurti says. So facing your own life, your own past, your own belief in yourself, the whatever good ideas you have, but also that includes, which is the more important part for me, like or your victimhood or your relationship with your parents or any sort of trauma or sexual abuse. Could be anything. So all the bad things you drag along with your ego as well. So having insight of this in your own life, that's what it's all about. So as soon as you literally look at your life, look at your own ego, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a nice person, but those things are very small. Everybody's really attached to them. And if we only saw that little bit of good is what is that we are so attached to, that is keeping us in this relationship with the ego that's toxic. That's because it also means that the depression comes from there, the anxiety comes from there, the feelings of not being good enough, of what we need to become, or who we should really be, or who we're going to be in the future. So these things are the things that we are suffering under. So this is the conflict in our life. Us living in this fake world when we could actually be living in reality without the ego. It's even if you can't just sort of kill the ego, it's got to be everything, because it's not until it's all gone that you feel the freedom of living in the present moment. I heard somebody that seems to have been listening to what I've been saying, and for a second I was like, oh my god, like there's another person that understood. Unfortunately, it only takes a few minutes to find out that it's fake, because it's not a mystery, it's not magical, it's not divine, it doesn't come from the outside in. You have to do the hard work, you have to face the fears, you have to face your ego. And it's the beauty of it, actually, because you are self-made, whatever. You're self-made nothing. That's really what it is. Why would you want someone to give it to you? It's not possible. No matter how much money you give them, no matter how many retreats you go to, how long you meditate, it's not magic. It's insight. It's understanding your own life. So I didn't know that. So all I did was listen to Jiddu Krishnamurti. Everything made sense. And I was sort of living in the present moment. That was a relief. That's why the gurus work, because you can practice living in the present moment. That's what Eckhart Tolle is all about. But it feels completely different when you're in the present moment limited, so obstructed, so because you have to be, because this person said you should be, because Eckhart Tolle, I don't know, whatever, or this exercise to keep present. The feeling of just being in the present moment, forcing it, is completely different. Yeah, it's the same on paper. That's why the gurus always trip up, or the fake gurus, whatever they are. I call them ghouls because what they're doing is so callous. It's you're taking the most innocent, vulnerable search of human beings and you're misleading them. It hurts. That, like, I think, like, if they weren't out there, I probably wouldn't feel the necessity to speak. But it's like they are waging war on innocent souls and nobody is speaking on their behalf. So